Good morning, everyone. How are you today? Wow, come on. And I know it's the second day. I was going to say, you're tired, but you're not. It's still too early. And I'm sure you had a nice sleep last night. So, over the last decade, digital assets grew faster than regulators, faster than banks, and often faster than the people building them. We built technology on the edges of the financial systems, but for a while, these edges work. But then came chaos, collapses, frauds, rug pulls, manipulations, billions lost. Many keywords. If you're familiar with the industry, I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. And this happened not because crypto is bad, but it happened because the infrastructure around it was immature. And for the first time in history, the European Union looked at this chaos and said, we're not going to ban this new industry, we are going to structure it. That moment is called MiCA and is reshaping everything. My name is Andreas Mathikolonis, and I'm the head of strategic business development at BLK Group. Today, we're going to talk about the future of digital assets under MiCA, from regulation to innovation. So, what is MiCA? MiCA is often described as a regulation that controls crypto, but that's not what it's designed to do. MiCA is Europe's declaration that digital assets are now part of the financial system officially, permanently, and strategically. Let that sink in. Crypto is no longer in gray zone. It's no longer wait and see. It's no longer a wild west like people said, let's say yesterday, if you attended the panels. It has become infrastructure. And then when something becomes infrastructure, innovation doesn't slow down, but it accelerates. MiCA gives us clear definitions, clear responsibilities, clear rules of the game. Chaos transforms into clarity, clarity builds trust, and trust is the foundation of adoption. We have different industries, different providers, different interested parties. For exchanges, custodians, and brokers, your world changes the most. CASPs will begin to operate more like investment firms. Capital requirements, governance and reporting, AML KYC, segregation of client assets, investor protection, and of course, operational resilience. This is not a punishment, this is a cost of institutional trust. For startups, for founders, it's time to start building without uncertainty. MiCA is not a barrier, it's a blueprint. You can finally build without regulatory uncertainty. You know how to classify tokens. You know what a white paper must contain. You know the obligations. If you are serious, MiCA gives you your credibility. Investors are the bigger winners. MiCA reduces legal uncertainty, it improves transparency, enables EU passporting, it attracts institutional players who have been waiting for clarity all these years. Investors finally get what they have been missing: standards, accountability, and disclosures. And as you should know by now, clarity attracts capital. So, regulation alone doesn't create innovation, but regulatory clarity is the thing that makes innovation scalable. Here is what happens next. Tokenization goes mainstream. Real-world assets, funds, bonds, loyalty systems, everything that can be tokenized will gradually move on-chain. Not because it's fashionable, but because MiCA finally gives tokenization legal engineering to match the technological engineering. We have institutional adoption. Banks, payments, asset managers, they now have the clarity they need. Expect to see partnerships between custom banks, digital asset products embedded into mainstream finance. Now I was just talking with some people about custody solutions for banks, hybrid systems combining DeFi rails with traditional finance compliance layers. MiCA unlocks institutional participation by removing ambiguity. And in the future, I'm sure we'll see MiCA 2. We started with MiCA. It's not a complete regulation. I think everybody knows this by now. So we'll see more regulation coming in place. It's not the current MiCA regulatory framework is not the final chapter. MiCA 2 will address DeFi, NFTs, algorithmic stablecoins, maybe DAO governance, and cross-border interoperability. We are witnessing MiCA version 1, and we must prepare for version 2. MiCA provides the launchpad. The future is being built right now. Cyprus. We got some latest updates regarding crypto in Cyprus with the latest tax reform. I don't know if you're familiar with this already. Cyprus has always been strong ingredients in the industry. We have a concentrated Fintech community. That's the event today. Experienced regulators, robust professional services, geographic access to EU and MENA, and a growing population of founders. And now we see many CASP applications as well. But something has changed the game. The proposed 2026 tax reform introduces an 8% flat tax on profits from the disposal of crypto assets for individuals and companies. If you are in the industry, I urge you to go and read the Cypriot Gazette, essentially. This includes disposal by sale, exchange, conversion to fiat, and other assets. At the same time, losses can offset crypto gains, which is good, but only within the same year. And the definition of crypto assets aligns with MiCA definitions. This really matters because for the first time, Cyprus combines regulatory clarity and fiscal clarity. And in digital finance, clarity is competitive advantage. For founders, you can structure your business with predictable cost. For CASPs, you can enjoy EU-wide passporting and competitive tax treatment. For investors, you can compare Cyprus with other jurisdictions with transparency. And overall, for the ecosystem, Cyprus strengthens its strategic position. This is not hype, this is policy, and policy shapes trajectories. Now, a few myths about MiCA. The first misconception is that MiCA currently excludes, basically, MiCA doesn't include everything around crypto. It currently excludes DeFi, decentralized finance, NFTs, non-fungible tokens, and we expect to see something in the future. Therefore, regulatory clarity should come in the future, like what we expect to come MiCA 2. Also, the regulators are looking for public consultation. So if you are in the industry, I urge you to return some feedback so we help each other to build a better MiCA 2. And of course, it doesn't kill innovation. Serious builders will thrive through MiCA regulation. Whoever wants to launch a token, there are clear instructions and structure for paper notification, which is shorter process than actually applying for a CASP license. Usually it takes under 30 days to apply for a white paper notification. And this way, we stop all the cowboys in the industry who just throw a WordPress template website and put a white paper with some cartoons and they launch a new token. This is gone, or hopefully is gone, but the regulators need to also enforce this, or at least us as potential interested parties will be able to identify what we see and whether it fulfills the requirements. Proportionality. Smaller providers can meet smaller obligations. The regulation recognizes that one size doesn't fit all. As you grow or more services you provide as a CaaS provider, your obligations also rise. It starts from 50,000 minimum capital for investment advice, and then you have the next level, medium CaaS on 125 up to 150, plus, of course, other annual fees. The next one, MiCA applies outside EU. If you market to EU's users, MiCA applies to you as well, even if you are outside EU. This is very important. So if you are offshore, outside EU, and you market EU clients, you also need to take this into consideration. This is Europe. Exporting regulatory influence is pretty obvious, but sometimes we forget about it. And closing, let me leave you with this. Crypto is no longer the outsider. It has entered the financial system not as a threat, but as a new chapter. MiCA doesn't just regulate digital assets. It legitimizes them, it professionalizes them, it prepares them for scale. If you are a builder, build seriously. If you are an investor, demand transparency. If you are a policymaker, support innovation. If you are a service provider, upgrade your standards. And if you are part of Cyprus ecosystem, collaborate, do not isolate. The future of digital assets is not about speculation. It's about infrastructure, about integration, and about trust. And trust is the ultimate driver of innovation. MiCA doesn't kill crypto, MiCA kills chaos. And what comes after chaos is opportunity. Thank you very much. These are my details. More than happy to connect with you if you'd like to scan it. And that's it. Thank you.